Alright, time for another Patreon request, and this one comes from Brittany Digger, who asked me to do a Ghost and Molly Mcgee Yu Yu Hakasho crossover. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier, that'll allow you access to start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube, as well as check out all the other videos as well. Plus, if you just want to hit the 1st tier and check out like polls and whatnot, as well as reviews, like I've been saying, I will be doing episode reviews of X-Men 97 on there when it premieres. So, you know, stay tuned for that. Anyway, so hope you all enjoy this. Let's get started. So the story begins in a absolute panic. Essentially, what happens is that Scratch has Scratch comes flying in. He's like, Molly, we gotta go. We gotta run. We gotta go. Let's go to Ireland or Iceland or some other country with an I that's very far away. And Molly's like, hey, Scratch, hang on. Wait, what do we do? Wait, why do we have to leave? You know, what's going on? And Scratch is like, no time. My afterlife is in danger. We have to go. And they're like, is it another vengeful ghost? Is it an enemy from a long-lost past that will lead us on a winding story arc with many channels making YouTube conspiracy theories about us? And he's like, what? No! Those are dumb anyway. Let's go! We just gotta go because someone has come someone's come for me, and it's someone who you don't want to mess with. And then they hear the ring of a doorbell in the front doorbell. The front doorbell ring, tongue-tied, and Molly's mom opens the door, and it's a guy dressed in black with a sword in his hand, and he's like, "Is Scratch here?" He's like, "Who are you?" My name is Hiei. I've come here to take revenge on Scratch. And Molly immediately goes, "What did you do?" "What did I do?" Molly, as your best friend, it is cruel of you to assume that I had anything to, that I have committed any kind of wrong to another being. And Molly's just giving him this look of, alright, I may have sort of got him mad. And they're like, well, who is this guy anyway? And he's like, his name's Hiei. He's not a ghost, he's a demon. And I may have sort of angered him for breaking a deal we had. And they're like, what kind of deal did you have with a demon? And he's like, don't worry about it, let's just get out of here. Excuse me. So Molly while Molly's parents distract Hiei for the moment with like food and whatnot, and they're like, so you're a demon, how's that going for you? And Hiei's just kind of sitting there like with his flicking his sword back in and out of its sheath, and he's just like, yes, if you could point me in the direction of Scratch, I would greatly appreciate it, and I would really like to get back, I really would like to get back to my work. I would like to get back to finding Scratch. He and I have a disagreement that we must, there's an understanding that he and I must have. And they're like, oh yeah, it's not like, yeah, but totally. But if you tried these cookies though, and by that point Hiei's had enough, and that's when he notices out of the corner of his eye, he like sees Molly and Scratch like sneaking out of the front yard, and of course Molly's going, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't. And that's when he's like, Scratch, I'm coming for you, and he like jumps out of the window. He like crashes through the window, and Molly's dad is like, the door was right there. You know how much that's going to take to replace? So Molly and Scratch proceed to run for their lives from Hiei. And it's just like one big Looney Tunes cartoon. It is just one massive Looney Tunes cartoon. And what else happens is that they're like trying to like do all this Scooby-Doo-esque and Looney Tune-esque ways to escape from Hiei, where like they pretend to be like they like basically pretend to be like a shopkeeper and a merchant selling sword cleaner to get away from him or like distract him. Another scene is like them pretending to be cops who are like, because he has superhuman speed, so he's like running down the street at just blinding speed, and that's when he hears an officer, and it's Molly with a mustache, and she's like, "Oh ho!" And she puts on a Scottish accent, like, "Oh ho there, yeah," or Irish accent, whatever the fuck. Yeah, Irish accent, and she says, "Oh ho! You see how fast you're running down the line, boyo? You could have hit us some children or an innocent civilian. You did. Is my Irish accent convincing?" He's like, "Yes, officer, but I don't understand." Run. And Molly's like, way ahead of you. So they take off, and they are just being pursued mercilessly by Hiei. They're running all around until eventually they do get stopped by they do get cornered by Hiei, who has his sword drawn. He's like, "Now, Scratch, you are going to pay for what you have done to me." And that's when, like, Molly, like, jumps in front of Scratch and is like, "Wait, whatever Scratch did, he might deserve it, but he's still my best friend, so whatever you're going to do to him, demon, take it out on me. I sacrifice myself to be, as Scratch's best friend." And Hiei is just like, "What? No! I'm not gonna kill him! Like, he owes me $20! And that's when Molly looks at Scratch, and she's like, "Really? What?" And Scratch is like, "What? I told him I'd pay him back, but I thought he'd forget." And he's like, "That $20 is still $20, Scratch. Now pay up." And Scratch is like, "All right, fine, you lousy tear. $20." He's like, "This is only $5." He looks at Molly. He's like, "Please." She pulls out like 15 out of her. "Here. Now please go." And Hiei's like, "Good. And Scratch, I'll see you at poker night next Tuesday." And that's Hiei leaves, and Molly and Scratch are just like, "You played poker with demons?" He's like, "Yeah, I have other friends, I have a social life outside of you. This may come as a shock." And that's how the story ends. I could have gone with something weird and epic, but I was like, yeah, let's have fun. It'd be like an episode, but with Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. So once again, I'd like to thank Brittany for this Patreon request. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.